Juggernaut Collectibles here for an action figure review. Today we are looking at the 2022 Hasbro Marvel Legends Sleepwalker from the Rintrah Build-A-Figure wave. He comes in a standard Marvel Legends box, comic book art on the side and on the back. The same art is on the other side as well. This art is by David Nakayama. Here is the short read-up on the back. He is included in the wave of MCU figures from the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie wave. Unboxing Sleepwalker, we can see his background is a swirly purple dreamlike art, and he comes with a Build-A-Figure piece and alternate hands. Here we have Sleepwalker, and as you can see, he has a neutral face sculpt. He doesn't come with any other alternate head, which would be nice because usually he is grinning in the comic books, but here he has a neutral head. This hoodie right here it seems to be attached to his head, but it is not attached to the body. This cape seems to be the same as the Hobgoblin, but painted purple. In terms of his body, it's a plain blue plastic right here, and this on the other hand is green. In terms of the sculpt work, it's more on the gloves. It's like the mummified cloth that wraps around his wrist, and also his belt, which seems to be a cloth as well, and another piece of wraparound cloth on his legs. This is sculpted as well, and his boots are sculpted. It's a nice added detail in terms of like the loose cloths, like this one, which is the loose part. Also here on the boots, you can see some loose parts, like it was really bandaged around him. His first appearance is in his self-titled comic book series, Sleepwalker. Issue number 1 was published in June 1991. His comic book series had a total of 33 issues from June 1991 to February 1994. He is the Marvel Comics version of the character from the DC Comics known as Sandman by Neil Gaiman. In the early 90s, it was a booming time in comic books. New characters are getting added in the expanding Marvel universe. This includes the green alien whose name we cannot pronounce. He is referred to Sleepwalker. When college student Rick Sheridan goes to sleep, the Sleepwalker walks in our reality and fights crime. He can levitate and use his reality-bending warp vision to shape any matter. The arrival of Sleepwalker made Rick so anxious that he fights himself from sleeping. He fears that the Sleepwalker that he releases when he sleeps is evil. Sleepwalker's existence depends on Rick sleeping. Thus, when Rick wakes up, the Sleepwalker disappears, and this causes criminals to escape. In Sleepwalker number 3, Sleepwalker appeared in Rick's dream, explaining that he is not the enemy. Sleepwalker revealed he came from Mindscape, a dimension that borders on the minds of all intelligent beings. As one of the Sleepwalkers, he is somewhat a dream police, which defends the human mind from evil creatures in the Mindscape. Sleepwalkers are purely defensive. They only attack when they are attacked. Once they apprehend the evil creatures, they use their imaginators, it is the yellow star-like badge attached to their chest, to send the evil creatures away to some kind of Mindscape prison. His arch-enemy Cobweb tricks Sleepwalker into entering the mind of Rick Sheridan and getting trapped there. Sleepwalker cannot return to the Mindscape without his Imaginator, which is now lost. In the movie trailer of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, there is a scene where a figure that resembles Cobweb appeared to be attacking America Chavez. So does this mean that Cobweb and Sleepwalker is in this movie? We will see on May 2022. Sleepwalker has fought side by side with Spider-Man. In their first meeting, Sleepwalker interfered Spider-Man, who was about to catch a criminal named Crime Wave. With no time to lose, Spider-Man webbed up Sleepwalker to the wall. Sleepwalker associated the webbing to Cobweb, so he concluded that Spider-Man is evil, like Cobweb. He apprehends Spider-Man using his warp vision to roll him in bricks. Sleepwalker disappears as Rick wakes up. Sleepwalker left Rick a letter asking whether Spider-Man is good or evil. Rick says Spider-Man is good, so they team up and capture Crime Wave. Sleepwalker has crossed paths with other Marvel Universe characters like DEATHLOK. He teamed up with Spider-Man, Hulk, and Ghost Rider, forming somewhat a version 2 of the new Fantastic Four versus a new Sinister Six. Here is Sleepwalker with the accessories included. He comes with a pair of closed fist hands. He comes with a pair of open palm hands. Removing his head, the cape is a removable soft plastic piece in purple. His neck is a ball peg with a hinge. A quick shout out to Payaso Dioramas who made the IKEA detailed diorama I am using as a background in most of my reviews. They have new IKEA detailed dioramas in stock. Just contact them via Facebook. I will leave a link to their Facebook on the description below. The Sleepwalker action figure is 16.3 centimeters or 6.4 inches. According to the 1991 Impulse trading card, he stands 7 feet tall, making this figure shorter than the height it represents in 1/12 scale. Some Marvel Legends size comparisons beginning with House of X Wolverine and the Retro Spider-Man, Kitty from the Excalibur 3-pack and White Rabbit, Walgreens exclusive Binary and Storm, DEATHLOK and Retro Hobgoblin. As mentioned earlier, Sleepwalker's cape is a repaint of the Hobgoblin's cape. The holes on the cape are on the same spot as the Hobgoblin's one. This cape does match the art done by David Nakayama for the box art. However, if the basis is the 1991 First Appearance costume, it is pretty much wrong. Sleepwalker does not have a cape. His hoodie is somewhat long to cover his shoulder and his upper back. Here he is besides Build-A-Figure Armadillo and Kingpin, the Mezco 112 PX exclusive Cyclops and Old Man Logan, MAFEX PSYLOCKE and GAMBIT, the 7-inch scale Marvel Select Colossus and the Immortal Hulk. In terms of articulation, his head can look from side to side with some hindrance because of his hoodie. He cannot look up that much. He can look down a bit. His arms can extend that far. He has a bicep swivel right here. He has double jointed elbows. His wrist can swivel and hinge. He can do a full 360 right here. He has an ab crunch that can crunch forward that much and crunch backward that far as well. But you can see that in the middle there's a big gap because of that crunch. He has a waist swivel right here. He has a upper thigh swivel here. Double jointed knees. He can kick forward. His feet can hinge forward and back, and he has an ankle rocker. In terms of his gloves, there's no swivel here, but in terms of his boot, there is a swivel hidden on the boots. For fans of his comic book series in the 90s, this Sleepwalker action figure was a wish granted. Mostly a repaint of an existing Hasbro body mold and accessories, such as the cape from the Hobgoblin. The head sculpt is the new piece here. I cannot seem to remove it from the hoodie, but it seems that the Sleepwalker head is of the size of a human, not an alien. In the comic books, his head is clearly shown as of an alien shape. Having the hoodie removable with an alternate screaming or angry head would be a great addition to this figure. His warp vision would be hard to make into an accessory, but if this was Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select, or if this was a Marvel Legends Deluxe figure, a bendy lamppost would be a nice accessory to represent his superpower. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.